Hey y'all, it's Mimi's Messages. Okay, we're back with the Black Love Tarot. And what is the message for today? It's kind of been like a movie, but today feels a little bit different. So, the divine, obviously, this is about the divine feminine. I only say obviously because we have been at the forefront of the readings. And we are again today. This is about us maintaining our peace. So we get some type of alley-oop, some type of assistance from the universe for this to be showing up in the Black Love Tarot. It could be in the form of love, right? It could be in the form of a relationship, of a new person. It's given very much like earth angel energy. So somebody arrives in the nick of time, or something comes right on time. Like, it really is this element of being gifted something. Generally, when the Chariot comes, it's about a gift. So it could be a tangible thing. If it is a tangible thing, it would be a car, right? So I know that this, to some people, it probably sounds very much far-fetched. Like, this would be the last thing that you would be expecting. But it's here. It's arrived, right? So just, you have your sense of self-love to thank for it. Okay? All through this fall and this winter, you have just really been, especially those of us who've been single, you have been very much focused on loving yourself and doing the things that you need to do to love yourself, even though you wanted those things to be reflected back from another person and even reflected back from the universe. Like, there have been times, especially for the divine feminine, there's this sense that the divine masculine in a lot of ways has just been having a ball, like running amok, living it up. Not necessarily living out the results of their actions, not necessarily understanding that the things that happen to them have been spiritual consequences until like recently. But the divine feminine hasn't been on that, right? She's been understanding that the things that I do come back to me. The universe has an eye on me. Like, this is just what it is for her, for us. So life hasn't been easy because people have been doing things and we haven't been doing things. Like, not to say it's about doing things back, but it's been a lot of sucking it up, okay? Chin up, buttercup. Just really taking L's in public and in private and not being able to do anything about it, just having to power through it, right? And not even necessarily feeling like, you know, it hasn't been the worst, but the feeling that you are supported by the universe has been something that you've had to kind of garner for yourself. Like, you just kind of had to believe it was out there, right? It isn't like luck was meeting you at every corner, right? It was like, okay, like anytime shit could get better, but you really didn't lose faith. Like, so a lot of the divine feminine collective and the divine masculine collective that's been waking up, but the divine feminine collective specifically has been kind of going through something like the trials of Job. Like, it's been a lot. It's been a lot. And now it is finally time to get some sort of, the word, it's been a lot of rewords today. So the one that came to me was repercussions. Funny enough, repercussions don't generally, like me, you don't associate repercussions with anything good. But the Chariot is about balance. So what you know is that this, if you've been putting good out there, then what's cosmically coming back to you is good. There's no worry, right? You don't have any worry about that. And that's what I see in this card. Most of us have really been being good people, like trying our best. It doesn't mean you've been perfect. It doesn't mean that you might not be the villain in somebody else's story, but it means you did the best that you could with what you had. Right? So nobody else could really judge that. Like, only God could judge you. Real talk. So as long as you did the best you could do and you felt like you were making the best decisions you could make, no matter what anybody else thinks of the outcome, you still get this gift. You still get this thing coming to you. Okay? Random, but for some people, this, like, couples is car trouble. For couples, this means car trouble. And what that opens up for you is just maybe more communication with sorry, y'all. With yourself. I had to look deep into that, but yeah. More communication with yourself. Like maybe you go out and take night walks, right? Or maybe you just get to spend, I don't know, there's this sense of like it being some sort of gift in it. And the gift looks like time. So maybe if you spend a lot of time in your car, right? It breaking down allows you to spend some time at home. And it looks like it's much needed, right? Like it's much needed. Maybe if you don't spend nights at home, it's much needed spending nights at home. Okay? So that was just a random message that came through for a different part of the Black Love Collective. 2 major arcanas. So what that tells you also is that spirit is really present in your love life, even no matter how quiet it feels, or let me rephrase that. Spirit is present in your love life, especially when it feels really quiet. Okay, so this has been a celibacy journey. Get it, got it good. If you haven't been on a celibacy journey, especially in terms of heterosexual couples, but for everybody, right? Because you don't have to be heterosexual to be celibate. But I mean to say that there's a part of the divine feminine and the divine masculine collective that this really applies to, that have not been able to engage in sex. Like, so they've been that type of celibate for a while. And that takes a lot to be celibate. You don't ever have to be celibate. Like, it's this sense that you feel like you didn't have a choice in the matter. But you do, right? You could choose to want less. It's not even about accepting less. You could really choose to want less, right? You could choose to let your ego talk for you. You could choose to do more, right? You could be somebody other than yourself and trying to get love. And what I see is that it's taking some strength, but you haven't done any of that. You're like, I'm going to be my best self, but that's really all I got. I can't be anybody else. And that is a beautiful energy to be in. No matter how plain you felt, you are not that. And other people see your beauty, not just you. So whether people acknowledge it or say it or not, other people see it. So like I said, this reading is about some sort of gift coming from the universe in the form of love. So Ace of Wands is generally a new relationship. But it could be a new relationship with social media. It could be a new relationship at work. It could be a new relationship with an idea. It could be a new relationship with your business, right? This doesn't feel necessarily sexual, even though for some people it may be, right? This may be a new person coming into your life when you least expect it. When you have really just almost given up and just decided, let me just focus on my focus, and I'm not really thinking about that. And for other people, this is you being pushed to the forefront in a way that you will feel loved, and it's gonna be as fulfilling as if you were in a romantic relationship. Like the amount of praise and acclaim you get is really going to be that, especially if you like a money make me come kind of person. Like it's really gonna be on that. So it may not be a relationship, it just may be something really sudden, some sort of boon or a gift that comes low-key out of nowhere, and you're like, oh shit, yes, shala. So that's the Black Love Tarot reading for today. Thank y'all. Love y'all. Bye-bye.